Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we're going to be going over the patch notes for World of Warships Legends. New update dropping next Monday. Before we get in, I just want to say we're getting fairly close to 20,000 subscribers. When we do get there, we will be doing giveaways galore. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, but you do enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. And maybe we can get those giveaways going sooner rather than later. All right, jumping into the patch notes. New campaign reward ship ZF6. Well-rounded German destroyer. It says it's based on a project to complete a captured French La Hardy class destroyer. Smoke generator, outstanding ballistics, as well as a solid AA suite. So that'll be the campaign reward ship. 100 stage campaign to get that one. Alternative American battleships fully released. That means Nevada, Tennessee, North Carolina, and now Kansas available for everyone. So if you didn't get any of those in early access and you've gotten through the Wyoming, then you should be able to unlock the Nevada, I believe, and then climb up the ladder as per usual. If you did get those ships in the early access crates, then you retain the progress, the mods, everything about them. Those ships are in your fleet as is. So if you got time this week and you can grind up all that XP on those early access ships, then you're going to be able to get the next one higher immediately upon the update being installed. So that's how early access works if you're new to the game. It says the Kansas, pretty slow. It looks like the slowest tier 7 battleship. But interesting thing, it has access to the defensive AA fire consumable. But overall, 12 16-inch guns, good range, citadel that sits below the waterline. Looks like an interesting ship, so be looking forward to that one. Italian additions, perhaps a little unexpectedly, it says. We're adding 2 new Italian destroyer commanders, as well as a tier 7 destroyer, Paolo Emilio, green XP ship. So the Italians getting a little bit of juice. Much needed, the Italian destroyer commanders. First up, Giuseppe Fulgosi in the fog base trait. Increase the duration of smoke generator by up to 10%. And Luigi Rizzo, the Great Escape is the base trait. Increase duration of engine boost by up to 8% and reduce its reload time by up to 4%. So, even though those base traits don't necessarily send a tingle up our leg, very good that they have these destroyer commanders, because currently the Leone, not my favorite ship to begin with, but the fact that it didn't have a destroyer commander for it hurt the overall effectiveness of that ship, and it would have hurt the Paolo Emilio if they left the commanders out, but they righted the wrong and they got them in the game. So good to hear that news. Arpeggio of Blue Steel, Ars Nova collaboration. Bringing a new wave of anime characters to Legends. Okay, yeah. This time it's the Arpeggio of Blue Steel ships, commanders, and more. You'll be able to get your hands on up to 5 commanders and 2 ships. Okay. So stay tuned for that. I'm not sure much about Arpeggio of Blue Steel, but I'm not a connoisseur or even a consumer of anime. So I don't know much about the genre. Maybe you guys that do know in the comments, let us know if it's cool or not. Legendary birthday in the Bureau. It says, oh, we got a new project that's going to look back at the milestone. So they might have a segment that requires Jean Bart and who knows what. You know, there's going to be these theme projects in the Bureau anyways. I don't remember exactly how it ended up playing out, but you're going to be able to get some goodies from the fact that that project's in the Bureau. That'll be good. It does say this project will likely go away after a few updates. So even if you don't want to pursue the project yet, once it's available, turn it on for like 10 seconds just so you accrue some points in there. Once you've started the Bureau projects, and you should do this for every project, frankly, in the Bureau if you haven't already, get a little bit of progress on there. Because then if they ever go away, which occasionally they do go away, but they won't go away for you. They'll always be available once you've started them. So always do that. Ranked battles. 3 seasons of ranked. 2 of them for the Weekend Warriors and an extended one for the rest. Okay. We got Tier 6, Tier 7, and the final season is a 3 leagues system, so that could be, who knows. Alright, so we got some ranked here. It does say we're adding the arms race mechanic, which I think that was the boosts that were available in the arena. Now, I liked the concept overall, but I did not like the fact that you could get heals in there. And that being present and ranked, who knows? We'll see if it affects things negatively. But I did have one arena match where I was playing pretty well, and I just physically could not win the game because of the guy got like 3 or 4 heals on his ship. Balance changes. Matchmaking start off with legendary ships can now division up with tier 7 ships. How this is going to work is going to be important. We don't know, because if this is going to make tier 6 ships routinely facing off against legendaries, because that's how fail platoons work, and this would be, they're basically legitimizing fail platoons in legendary tier, which is a tier that does not need more goofiness, by the way. So I'm not sure if I endorse this move just from that standpoint, but if tier 6 is now going to be seeing these guys, because whenever the tier 7 in that division is selected as the quote-unquote host of the game or whatever, and then it's considered a tier 7 match, all of a sudden you got tier 6s against legendary tiers. That would be not fun as a tier 6. Tier 7, I would say, is already... The gap between legendary tier and tier 7 seems pronounced as is. Usually if I'm in any tier 7 ship and I got legendaries shooting at me, I get a little reticent. So hope to God that the tier 6s aren't going to be coming into legendary tier, because that would be a disaster. All destroyer commanders receive the Perceptive Skill. This one didn't jump off to me the first time I scrolled through this. This is the most important part of this update, in my opinion. The Perceptive Skill, available on all destroyer commanders, increases the visibility of enemy torpedoes. Okay, now I'm not sure if this is a skill you have to choose, but listen to what's in here. Increase the visibility of enemy torpedoes, reduces incoming damage to your destroyer, and shows the direction of the closest ship, aka twist and track minus the traverse aspect of it, which of course is significantly valuable as well. But every single commanders, according to this blurb, has access to this. The radio locator is basically what it is, which is the most valuable perk in the game, in my opinion. So that massively balances the destroyer rankings. Like, all of a sudden, Lightning or the British, the French, the destroyer classes that historically have not had access to the twist and track perk via limitations to the commander builds, that apparently is going away. So it's still not going to be a pure twist and track, which again is a very valuable perk. But this one, on paper, we'll see what the numbers are. This one actually sounds even more valuable. So how this is going to work, we're going to have to find out. But that seems extremely significant. Significant changes to the carriers at tier 7, namely their aircraft groups. For now on, they will include 8 and 9 plane formations, depending on the exact ship. Now, I'm not a carrier mind, and I've never really noticed how many planes are in the divisions right now, but I think if I read this right, they're increasing the number of planes but maintaining the HP available for the unit, the plane unit, you know. So in other words, same amount of HP is launched into the sky when they launch the squadron, but it's distributed among smaller pieces, which presumably will be easier to shoot down. So I'm not 100% sure how this balance works, and I want to get your guys' opinion in the comments. Maybe help me think about this. Is this a nerf or a buff to the carriers? Okay, I think it's a nerf, but I'm not sure. We've looked at all 3 top-tier carriers and made the described changes looking at the stats and lifetime, such as lifetime damage or average damage, lifetime, win rate, and survivability, as well as cross-check these with the ship's popularity, which I don't like that. But then this part baffles me. It says the change for Shikaku may look harsh, but the truth is she's consistently outperforming Lexington. That part I don't dispute or whatever. I just don't see where the changes are listed. I don't know if this was a partial draft or something, or if I'm just not following. But anyway, I don't know exactly what they're changing on those carriers, but I do know they're changing the number of planes. Miscellaneous changes and improvements. Big race map now has epicenter mode enabled for tier 4 battles. So that'll be cool. Epicenter is basically a giant circle, and you capture portions of that. So new ship mode. We've seen that briefly. I don't know if it was ranked, I think, or for sure in the Amato test, you know, a year and a half ago. Ship filters have been changed. Spawn should now be more symmetric with fewer situations occurring where a ship is alone at a spawn location. That's a good change. Clear sky medal. Now awarded for shooting down 20 enemy aircraft. So there's the first carrier-related medal, and it's on the defensive side of the ball. Aircraft carrier-based bomber squadrons have received a new targeting reticle. Okay. Campaign interface been streamlined, improved, blah, blah, blah. Aircraft stats are blah, blah, blah. Some of this is just the cosmetic stuff to the menus, which is cool. Not trying to demean it, but it's just not. If it bleeds, it leads, and this ain't bleeding. The detected ribbon awarded to whenever you're the first to spot an enemy ship has now been added for all ship types. So that's good. People were asking for that. Several more historical camouflages can be created for Baltimore, Bismarck, Hipper, Z-23, Richelieu, Charles Martel, Shukaku, and Lexington. So that's a breakdown of the update. I think it sounds pretty interesting, and we're going to take a very close look at the destroyer aspect that I was highlighting, but there's a lot of interesting stuff coming. So I think this is going to be a good one. Doesn't necessarily have a lot of pizzazz on paper, but if you break it down, I think it's going to be a valuable update. So my main focus with these videos every update cycle is I want to get your guys' feedback in the comments. Let me know what you're interested in, what you don't think you're interested in. These comments, I read them all, and then I kind of incorporate it into my thinking, and it helps me plan the content for the upcoming update cycle. So that's going to do it for that one, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, again, consider subscribing. It does help the channel quite a bit. Questions, comments, leave them below. Love to hear from you guys, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.